Hi everybody, it's Wednesday evening. You've now done a full cycle where you had an assignment that was due on a Saturday, and then you had cohort discussion that would happen between Sunday and the following Wednesday. And it's time for me to touch base with you and answer some of the questions that are likely to come up anytime we start doing something new. So the first thing I just want to say is that a lot of you said, where are the due dates? Okay, so the first thing that I will tell you is that I will do a due dates at a glance for you just to be helpful, but I'm probably not going to be able to get to it for a few days. In fact, probably not till over the weekend. So in the meantime, your due dates are literally on the syllabus. So let me just show you how that works. We're literally right here in the Module 1. I know this little picture keeps popping up in front of it, but let me just show you. So you can see down here, this is Module 1, and it tells you right here which week you're in. So this week is running Monday, always Monday through Sunday. Okay, so if you know that January 13th is always going to be the Monday, then you know that the 19th is going to be Sunday, the 18th will be Saturday. So you come down here and hang on a minute, I lost my, there we go. All right, I couldn't find the frame from the video camera. All right, so you come down to the bottom and it basically says to you that note about due date, the module assignment presented is due Saturday at noon. So that would be the 18th. And then it's, if you keep reading, it says, and then before the following Wednesday, which will be the Wednesday in the middle of Module 2, you have to return to do your classmate posts. All right, so does it actually say that it's the 18th? No, but your dates are right up here, and if you know this is Monday and you know this is Sunday, Saturday is going to be the day before Sunday, so it's going to be the 18th. Okay, so if you think about it, there are about 1,000 places that I could put numbers, and there's only one of me and only so many hours in a day. So rather than actually changing numbers all the way through the syllabus, because I will undoubtedly miss a number or something will go wrong, I basically put the dates up here of the week. This is Monday, this is Sunday. Okay, so Monday, Sunday, and then I tell you that it's due Saturday, which will be the 18th, and then the following week you've got to come back by noon. All right, so let me just go down one more to Module 2. Here you go. You see we have the same thing. And this basically says that Monday is the 21st and Sunday is or actually Tuesday in this case, because Monday is Martin Luther King Day. But so it says right there, the 20th is MLK Day, no class. So then you know that this is the 22nd is, the 21st is a Tuesday. But at any rate, this is going to be Sunday. The 26th is going to be Sunday. And then you come down here to the due dates and you see the same thing. The module assignment presented is due Saturday. That will be the 25th, unless otherwise noted. And then before the following Wednesday, which will be Wednesday in Module 3, which 27th is Monday, 28th is Tuesday, 29th, January 29th will be that day. You will have to come back to do your discussion. All right, so let me talk a little bit about why the dates are what they are. I know that it's unusual for some of you. I do know some of the other faculty member does a split week like this, especially in an online environment. But in case it's new, it's going to be confusing. It's going to take some getting used to, but trust me, everybody gets used to it. And I've set it up this way for a reason, and actually the reason is to benefit you. So let me explain the benefit to you, and then hopefully, even if you have a little aggravation getting used to it, you won't get too mad at me for it. All right, so first of all, some people have more time to work during the week, and other people have more time to work over the weekend. So the reason the due date is halfway through the weekend, in other words, Saturday at noon, is to give those people who do better during the week all day, part of the day, Saturday to finish their work, and then Sunday to come back and be able to respond to people. So that's why I split the week like that, the weekend like that. And then for the people who work entirely during the week and don't want to work on the weekend, they've got the week before the weekend, and they've got Monday, Tuesday, and part of Wednesday to come back and do those cohort interface conversations. So that's why we do it that way. The other reason is because I want everybody to have a full week to do the assignment, and then it doesn't take as long to come back, or it shouldn't take as long to come back and read through a few of your classmates, your cohorts posts, and then answer them. It's not the same as doing an assignment where you have a reading first and so forth. So, but I do want everybody to have finished before you have to start doing those cohort conversations, so that people can have the opportunity to read as many of them as possible. Now, I just want to say something about that. This class is more than just reading material and an assignment. Literally, most of you have life experience, work experience, and you've probably all, given our subject matter, done, at least some volunteering, and some of you pretty extensive. It is so useful for you to bring your experiences into the classroom to contextualize and give real examples to the stuff that you are reading about in the readings. It's just so much more real when you hear how it really worked in real time. And so your voice, your experience, your thinking is actually part of the learning. Otherwise, discussions would be make work. You would have what you have in your head, and then you would read something, and that might or might not shift how you think. You already were thinking about something, and if that's all that I needed from you, there would be no point in asking you to come back and write about it. The only reason to write about it is to share with each other what you are thinking and what you know, and what questions and interesting points come up for you. It helps everybody think more broadly about how these concepts might work when they were applied in the real world. And so part of the learning is actually your expertise, your experience, your curiosity. It's very important that you actually spend some time reading and thinking critically about not only the readings or whatever media I give you, but also what real world experience, what questions, what thoughts each other has. So that's very important. It's not make work. And it's why I give you the little video called What is a Substantive Answer Anyway? And if you didn't watch it, please do, because some of you have already noted probably that I left you a note that said you need to go back and read that, because if all you said was, oh, I really agree with you, I think it's so cool what you said, yes, I think that too, then you're not really contributing to the conversation. It's great for you to pat each other on the back and say, I really like what you said, but after that, I want you to deepen the conversation by sharing your experience or by asking probing questions and so on and so forth. And again, if you didn't have a chance to go watch the video, it's in Module 0. It's somewhere in the announcements too, but it's in Module 0 with the welcoming material. And please do take a look at it. All right, so I can't show you the grade book because FERPA, and you don't want to see each other's grades anyway. But in case any of you haven't found it, I want to just clarify what your expectations should be about me and my participating in the class. So first of all, there are 3 cohort groups, and I literally don't have the bandwidth to participate fully in 3 different groups. You know that the reason that I divided you into small cohorts is so that you can get to know each other a little better and have a more intimate, connected experience, which is one of the things that we know leads to more learning and more learning satisfaction. But for me, I've got 3 groups to grade now, and to be a full participant in all 3 of those groups would be prohibitive. So I want you to know I read every word every one of you says. And if you videoed something, I listen to every word every one of you said. Many of you can tell that because I address exactly what you talk about in my notes to you. And that's what I wanted to get at is I am going to mostly participate by leaving you notes about what you did. I have found that not only is it just time prohibitive for me to participate with such a large class in a way that makes you all feel heard, but that when I come in and start talking, often students will take their lead from me. And as I just said, you all have very important and interesting experiences and thoughts that you bring, and I don't want you to be taking my lead. I want the diversity of the classroom, and there's something about the instructor participating as a discussant in these conversations that seems to cause students to try to go along the lines of whatever it was the instructor said. So there are some times when I may show up if I see that your conversation is veering off into something that just is completely off point, or not so much off point, but is making some wrong assumptions about the subject matter. I might leave a note that you can all see, although sometimes I will put that in one of these little videos so that you can hear it, but I might. But mostly you will see that I do actually read everything, and I will leave you personal notes, feedback, ideas, maybe material for you to look at on something that you've said you want more information on or whatever. And I'll do that. There's a place where I do that in the grade book, and you should be able to answer me just by hitting reply there. If there's something you want to engage in a conversation, feel free. I will see it, and so on and so forth. So that is where you will get my participation. You won't see a lot of it right in your cohort rooms for the reasons I just gave. Okay, so what else did I want to tell you? Okay, I think there might be, let's just take a quick look at this. Not trying to shame anybody, but I still have two of you, Joseph and Mariano, who have not put yourself into a cohort group. And you can see these are our cohorts. They're a little bit different sizes, but I think they're all big enough to work just fine. Okay, so now I know what else I wanted to tell you really quickly, and that is I want to just take a quick look. Where was I? Was I at the syllabus? Modules? Nope. I need to go back to the syllabus, so let's just do that. Oh, here we are. Module 2 overview. Here's where I want to be. This is good. Okay, so here's the thing right here. You've got your Module 2. Wait, let me make this a little smaller so you can all follow it. Okay, so again, here's the big idea. Volunteer may experience one or more motivations from purely altruistic to highly self-interested. The module focuses in on the course outcomes. I've basically listed here the couple of course outcomes that are also on the syllabus that this applies to. And then it tells you the normal thing for this learning module. Please study all the materials. This is 2 readings, 2 short documents to take a quick look at, and a video. You will need to understand the concepts to complete the assignment. All right, so reading, and these are the interactive documents. This is the why. I love this video, actually. These are people, I believe, helping after Katrina, but I'm not sure if that's where they are, but one of those kind of events. Okay, so now we're down at the assignment, which you're going to find here in Module 2, and I'm going to take you there in a minute, so just so I can point out a few things that some of you missed. But I want you to notice you will also get this kind of advanced, see this thing that says advanced notice? I think this is also on the syllabus, but I'm just letting you know that something is coming so that you can plan for it. A lot of people do not like last-minute planning, and I want you to have what you need to have so that you do not feel like I'm throwing things at you at the last minute. So Module 3, which is a week from now, you can do it by yourself if you prefer, but you can also do it with a partner. If you decide to partner up, your partner needs to be somebody from your cohort group, okay? It says discussion board group. I should change that. It really needs to be your cohort group. And to find a partner, go into your group and identify who you want to be your partner, and you'll see that you can email from your group, or you can just send out one email to your whole group asking who might be willing to work with you on a Wednesday night, or who's available to work on Saturday mornings, or whatever, and just find somebody. If you get 3 possible partners, then maybe, pick the first one that comes your way and inform the other 2 that they should connect. But anyway, I'm telling you this now that you might want to start now trying to find a partner. And I also want to point out that you could go into Module 3 and look at what the assignment is, so you can decide if you'd rather do it by yourself or use a partner. Module 4, you will need to have interviewed a nonprofit employee who is not a volunteer and also not the volunteer manager. Okay, and it can be at any nonprofit that engages volunteers. If you know a friend who's an employee at a nonprofit, or if you know a fellow student who's not a volunteer and not just an intern, but actually a full-time employee at a nonprofit, if you know a family member, or if you belong to a church and it's easy for you to call them up and say, can somebody talk to me? I'm a member. This is what I have to do for an assignment. Whatever is easy. But if you actually would like to know more about a particular kind of nonprofit, also don't hesitate to, find one and just call them and say, I need to interview somebody from your office. Is there anybody who is not the volunteer manager who would be willing to be interviewed by me? All right, so I'm giving you this information because you need to do the interview before week 4. And so let's just take a quick look here. You need to do that before week 4 so that you can have the interview in hand in order to do the week 4 assignment. That isn't the week 4 assignment. That is the assignment that will let you answer questions for week 4. Okay, so let's come down here into this syllabus and all right, so week 4 is February 3rd through February 9th. That means you need to get this puppy done before this thing is due, which I can't read this because it's too small. There we go. Let's see what we got here. All right, so again, this is due Saturday with the comments, so there's nothing different about that, which means you have basically until you need some write-up time, but this thing is due February 8th. So between now and February 8th, you need to find a person and interview them. The exact instructions will be in Module 4. So when you get ready to do that, whoops, where is my module? I'm looking for my modules. When you get ready to, there we go. When you get ready to do that interview, you'll have to go take a look at Module 4 to know why you are interviewing them. Okay, last thing I want to do is go straight. We've already looked at this. I want to go to the Module 2 discussion. All right, so you can't see this. This is what I see in case I want to click into one of your groups, which you can see right here. One person in the weeknight cohort's already done this. Okay, good for you, whoever you are. Okay, so thinking about your readings, and revisit your answer to discussion board question number 2 from week 1. Okay, so this is basically telling you that you need to look again at your discussion board question 2 that I asked you for week 1, and also think about your readings. I can't remember what discussion board question 2 is, but I think it had to do with your definition of volunteering. So here are your questions. How have the assigned materials impacted or changed your thinking about what volunteering is and why people do it? So maybe what you read has changed your thinking a little bit, maybe it hasn't. What motivations for volunteering do you feel are acceptable and why? If you will recall, I read earlier that it's that people are, it could be that they are very selfless or that they are very selfish. Their reasons for volunteering. We're going to dive into that a little bit. It says, for example, is it okay to volunteer so you can build your resume with experience, or should you need to have an altruistic passion for the cause? And I can't wait for this conversation. I will tell you that among actual nonprofit organizations, people feel both ways. Some of them don't mind, and some of them will only take people if they're right there for the cause. Okay, Rochester is an author, lays out 4 values said to underlie volunteering. Which of those 4 values do you most closely associate to your own motivation for volunteering? Blah, blah, blah. So you're going to answer all 3 of those questions, and it says you may write this up or create a short 2 to 3 minute video. Let me just tell you that if you're going to create a video, you might want to do a bullet point thing that you can use because it will help you not get off point, and cramming all the answers to those 3 things into a short video is hard, and you want to keep it short so that everybody will watch it. Okay, now this is the thing I want to show you. Review your classmates' thoughts on volunteer motivation and see whether there's anything anyone says that you disagree with or that changes your point of view. So you're not allowed to just pick anybody's out and read it and respond. You're looking for someone that you disagree with or that what they say actually changes how you think about this. Pick 3 of those and let at least 3 of your classmates know how their views impact your own. All right, so that is a very specific question. I have developed the questions on each of these modules to get you to think more deeply about something that I want you to think more deeply about. So I'm pointing this out to you for a couple of reasons. I just want you to be aware that it's not just that you have to go back and talk. It's that you have a very specific instruction, and you almost always will. And it says here, let at least 3 of your classmates know. So occasionally it won't be 3 classmates. Occasionally it will be 2 or 1. And never, I don't think, is more. I don't think it's ever more than 3. But my point that I'm making for you here is that you need to look at the module to see what it is specifically I've asked you to do, not just with regard to the assignment itself, but when you come back to interface with your cohort colleagues. All right, and if you're having trouble figuring out how to talk about things, again, I refer you back to this video, what is a substantive comment? It's not all of the ways that you could be substantive, but it certainly tells you what isn't substantive, and I think it will help you all get the most points possible. All right, folks, if you haven't made it to class and you are watching this for the first time, and you are behind from week 1 or whatever, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. If you have questions, again, put them in hallway conversations in the discussion board by clicking on the discussion board setting over here, and hallway conversations is at the top. There's Q&A forum, that's it. You can see there's no unread thing right now, but if something that you are asking might be of general interest to the whole class, put it there. If it's just specific to you or if it's personal for one reason or another, then just shoot me an email. If you want office hours, if you want me to talk you through anything, that's great too. Send me an email, tell me what your availability is, and we will work something out, okay? All right, 24 minutes and 12 seconds. I say that's enough. See you on the board. See you on Canvas. Bye.